personalized guidance on optimizing your study routine. By the end of this session, you'll leave with a toolkit of revision methods tailored to your unique learning style, setting you on the path of achieving your academic goals. But before we proceed, let us hear a few words from the presidents of the two clubs responsible for hosting today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, as for my first introduction, he is a person with a passion to advocate growth, a person who is committed to delivering excellence. He has been leading the Accounting and Finance Society alongside 25 other board members in providing you with such distinctive and invaluable events. Under his leadership, AFS has been attaining new heights over the past year, and today's testament is no exception either. Please welcome on stage, with a huge round of applause, the President of the Accounting and Finance Society, Mr. Ziad Hussein.
Bonjour à tous. Okay, donc today is a beautiful day. Not because it's shiny outside, not because we have a great weather outside, but it is a beautiful day where one common goal can reunite all of these people under one roof. And we are here today, all of us, because of one reason only: exams. So mastering the skills for revision for the purpose of excelling or passing the exams is a fundamental skill set that you guys are here for today. And hopefully by the end of this workshop, you guys are going to come out of this session more equipped, more skilled, and hopefully ready for the exams. So we have decided to appoint someone, to invite someone who has the most suitable background to facilitate this process. And rightfully so, he goes by the name of Dr. Ismail Isakji. We are very thankful today for having you amongst us, and for you having accepted our invitation to be our guest and facilitator for this seminar. Organizing such a huge event requires the support of a lot of stakeholders. So allow me to take a moment to show gratitude to the Dean of the Faculty of Law and Management and to the Dean of the Faculty of Information, Communication and Digital Technologies. A special mention goes to my executive team, the board members of the Accounting and Finance Society, for being the backbone of our thriving journey so far. And of course, it has been an utmost privilege and a pleasure for us at AFS to have worked alongside the executive team of the Oracle Club to collaborate on this project and to make it the success that it is today. Before I end my speech, which I promise I won't be long, I just wanted to share a funny thing that I came across yesterday while going through your responses on the Google Forms. So all of you guys that have filled in the form know that there is a box at the end where we've asked you if you have any question for the speaker for today. You could just type it in and we'll relay this to the speaker. And I was quite inspired because there were quite great questions that were asked. But there's one guy who asked a striking question. And I thought it would be appropriate if I could share this with you this morning to maybe set the tone ahead. So the question is, how to bulk revision when you did nothing throughout the semester? Right? So some of you didn't get it. So how to bulk revise your revision when you did nothing throughout the semester. So quite a lot of smiling faces because quite a few are in the same boat as well. But the guy had the courage to key in this information and was frank about it. That's really courageous on his behalf. And I hope you're in here somewhere. I don't know your name, thankfully. So probably by the end of this session, you're going to have an answer. But if it was left to me, I would have probably just told you 2 words. Good luck. So let's just hope that our speaker, Dr. Ismail, with all the insights, with all the knowledge and experience he has in his field, we'll go through this a little bit later when he's introduced. But I'm sure at the level of the organizing team that he's the best person to make sure that the purpose of this workshop is delivered and to help you guys for your revision for the upcoming exam. So allow me to end by just saying, on behalf of the board of the Accounting and Finance Society, I sincerely hope all of you benefit the most from this seminar. Do take notes of what will be discussed, and surely you will rise up to the challenge for the upcoming exams. So on that note, I wish you a fruitful session ahead, and I thank you for your attendance. Hopefully we'll all leave out here in a more fruitful position. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President. So the next person to be introduced is not only a skilled photographer, but also a leader who has shown his prowess in the Oracle Club's various activities. Oracle Club, known for earmarked events at the university, is today led by one of the most capable persons who has constant commitment to overcome challenges and deliver on his own promises. This event would have not been possible without his support and the Oracle team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the president of the Oracle Club, Mr. Aniket Kirpa.
Thank you, Lokesh, for the kind introduction. Esteemed speaker, all attendees, thank you for taking the time to join us today. Seems that we all can benefit from a little more time management, and I have no doubt that Dr. Ismail Isakji will provide valuable insights on this crucial topic. I have high hope that today's session will provide us with productive and strike a better balance in our professional and personal life. I'd like to extend special thanks to the IFS team for their seamless collaboration. It's been a pleasure working with you, and I look forward for more successful collaborations. Thanks again. Cheers.
We shall now move to the main item for this workshop today. Allow me to describe our esteemed speaker, Dr. Ismail, who holds an MBA from the Management College of Southern Africa and is a certified project management professional from the Project Management Institution, USA. In 2021, he was awarded a PhD in renewable energy integration by the University of Mauritius. He is also a member of several professional institutions. As a senior electrical engineer with over 17 years of experience at the Central Electricity Board, he leads this team in the construction of new transmission networks. He has also been recognized as a fellow of the Chartered Management Institution of UK, actively delivering trainings in engineering, project management, and management fields for over a decade, both locally and internationally. In 2021, he was adorned with Asia's Best Coaching and Development Leadership Award. In fact, I could go further through the whole workshop just to list out his credentials. So without further ado, let us welcome Dr. Ismail Isakji on stage with a resounding sound of applause.
Okay, so thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'll be walking around instead of on the lectern. And it is indeed perplexed. I'm very much perplexed because I think last year we had another session from the Oracle Club where we talk a bit about stress management, time management before exams and so on. And this time we are maybe plus minus the same topic, but I've tried to change it. You're going to get new material. So two things for me. Either I didn't do well last time, so you're giving me another chance to do much better, or you like it so much that you wanted to see me again. I don't know what is the option, but anyway, you're going to be served. So the topic of today, I've tried to change the title a bit. I was still, from the question that we've got from the registration sheets and so on, trying to see what you needed really. And I've tried to put everything maybe in such a 1 hour or maybe 45 minutes presentation. I've changed the title to the science of learning. What they don't tell you usually. Maybe what I learned maybe near the end of my studies. And I'm still studying, by the way. Okay, you are going to die a student. If you have a growth mindset, as maybe you mentioned early on, you are going to die a student. So, let's get started. What they don't tell you about the science. There was a guy, I lost a year by 7 marks. So who wants to be in this position? So just because he missed maybe 40 marks or pass marks by 7 marks, he had to repeat a whole year. Anyone would like to, maybe you enjoy coming to the university. So the life around nowadays, you have even metro and so on. So anyone here, so if you're not among this, maybe among this guy, you would like to pass, anyone here would like to pass like the forthcoming exam? Never been here. Okay, so at least it makes sense maybe to be part of it. So if ever you want to pass, why do you want to pass your exam? So A, to get a job. B, to increase your chance of getting married. I don't think it's an option. C, to prove something or someone. And D, to get the certificate. So don't haste, we have the lifeline that you can use, 50-50, phone a friend, and all the objects. So what according, it's a very important question because whatever we're going to cover, it may hit you differently. Because it depends on, either it's A, B, C, or D. Where do you find yourself in the need? I call that the why of passing the exam. If it is only to get the certificate, mettre ça au bureau là, il y a les 3 photos là, la mode, mon corps d'être dans l'ordre. Donc, il y a dans le montagne, nos anciens élèves dans le montagne, le pouce dans la photo, etc., it's another discussion. So, why exactly do you want to pass? Because it's going to define the strategy that you're going to use. Believe me. So, I think I have been introduced maybe much more than I had to. So let's see a bit about learning, the learning process. Who can tell me the difference? We are going to talk a bit about revision technique, but what is the difference between learning, studying, revising? Are they the same or different? Pareil, le 14e semaine là. Learning, revising, so there's a difference because learning is a process, not an event. It's not at maybe week 14, 13 and so we are going to learn. That's why it has been divided in such a way. The education system has been divided. I'm not a fan of this education system, by the way, but it is like as it is, and it has had good product. Maybe me as an example. Okay, so it is a process. So a process means it has a start and an end. It is an ongoing thing. It's not like an event which happens maybe over a very short time. So where does it start? On day 1, week 6, quand nous avons un assignment. Then we are going to learn. We are going to see if ever it can be, and you can even succeed, but it depends where you want to. And maybe there is E as well from the set of answers that we've got. Maybe to be able to become a better person, to be able to be very productive, to be a valuable employee, or even to be an employer. Our system makes us good employees. Okay, à l'université, à l'école, tu peux faire pour gagner un bon travail. Après, pas moyen, etc. Okay, pour gagner un bon travail. This is what I don't like from the system because I've been teaching from different universities over there, not American students, African students mainly. Over there, the idea, the mission is to train these guys to become employers, to set up their business. They learn a lot. Year 1, they learn about leadership and entrepreneurship. So when we come on to maybe engineering or management studies, modules later on, they are not keen, their questions are not aligned or not targeted about what should I do to pass the exam? It's about how can I use this to open a new business. By level 4, so it's like 1 year is like common to everyone. Everyone needs to do the entrepreneurship and so on. When they reach level 3, most of them already have a small business running. It's a new mindset. Okay, but that's not maybe the topic of today. Maybe next year. So let's set the scene before diving into the revision technique. What is about setting the scene? Number 1, enough sleep. It has been shown, it has been verified by research that deprivation decreases retention capacity by 20 to 40%. So, the guy who wanted to maybe cram everything within a couple of weeks, okay, tapez sourire la boarding common questions, huh? Okay, so it happens, okay, but you will have one whole year again to think about it, don't worry. So, how many hours do we need per day?
6 to 8.
Saya reviser, saya compter 8 hours, 7 to 9, but 8 is the average and it makes it. So it's really important because c'est dans la biologie, etc., the neurons, etc., they will need time to recover. Pareil quand on fait l'exercice, ban barbelis là. Mr. Mauritius, Mr. Mauritius, anyway, so when you train, when you go to, no need to become Mr. Landroit, etc. But if you train, you need to have a day where you pause. You can't go every day you train. You will need to pause. Why? To give time for the muscles to repair. And during this repair, when they break, ultimately, when they repair, they become bigger. Okay, then win by Salman. All the best to you. Okay, so you need sleep. Okay, for revision to happen, for the learning process to happen, you will need to sleep well. Okay, and you know a bit about the blue screen, etc. qui est resté avant dormir, pour check Internet, Facebook, qui était dernier post qui est sur le TikTok, qui était qui dernier qui est etc. Donc on m'a pas ouvert après cette dixième. Okay, so avoid these while it will deprive you of a very good sleep. Okay, you can't faire pendant première semaine, cinquième semaine, etc. But when exams come close, so you need to take your responsibility, ultimately. Even though you have been absent from class, etc., more than the whole semester, you can still do it. Okay, there are ways, if the why is really high, you will be able to do it. So, having your notes ready, do you have the notes? Now, longtemps, je peux copier. Maintenant, je garantis la table, on est équipé avec Casper. Just fill the code, get notes for mail, etc. Maintenant, le Google Classroom, and one person can. Okay, so do you have it ready? I once had maybe a couple of months back, I had an online, a test, open book test. Okay, the guys who attended, the student basically, they didn't even know where these answers were in the notes. Okay, you need to have your notes ready. If you needed a textbook and so on, you need to have that ready for the exam. And you need to have backup and so on, so that if it crashes and so on, you always have access to your notes. Because and breakfast, you need to eat breakfast. Never skip breakfast. Très très important. Okay? Et breakfast, try to skip it, etc. Try to skip it and have a balanced breakfast because the brain uses 20% of the total energy that you have to get from eating and so on. So small thought, I think 2% of our body weight, the brain, but it consumes 20% of the energy that you have. So you need to feed it energy. Les autres mangent un repas un peu lourd, les autres mangent un peu. Les digestions aussi prend à peu près une bonne partie de l'énergie. So try to avoid that during revision when you have your timing for revision. And take a bit of omega-3. You can add un petit peu. Okay, omega-3 is very good for the brain. Okay, it helps you. And you can take it parce qu'il mange qu'il mange, il pas gain assez. You can it's like a pas une dope, mais c'est plutôt un complément alimentaire. Hydration. 1% hydration reduces, or dehydration reduces cognition by 10%. Because your brain, pour 20-25%, c'est de l'eau. Okay, so if you miss it and if it becomes dehydrated, you are going to find difficulty in retaining, in thinking, and so on. Okay, so these are important things. Focus time. I think we're going to cover a bit of that from time management. Focus time. Focus time qui veut dire, quelqu'un vêtement, même un client qui veut dire. Focus time facile, aller dans le code classique, je peux réviser, après dans le téléphone à côté, il y a une notification, et même poster une nouvelle vidéo, ça s'appelle focus time, non? Moi, je trouve que ce cas est un petit peu plus bien que moi. So, depuis que nous allons dire, quiet area, okay, une place tranquille que je capable de focus. We're going to see the timing later on, but just maybe some general thing that we need to cover. Luminosity level. Je ne vais pas dans la salle pour lâcher mon stand. Ouh! Pas du tout, on peut dénoncer là-dedans à peu près 300 lux. Ok? Vous êtes capable, il reste éveillé. Parce qu'ils étaient un peu dans le bataille cinéma. It's going to be very hard for you to revise, to focus. Donc, being isolated. In a hand, il y a aussi the position. Position plus de points. Le temps de réviser, j'ai long autres là. So forget about it. Forget about it. You have maybe the best intention. Okay, possible, but as soon as you get into the position, the subconscious is stronger than you. Okay, the fall asleep. Believing in their ability to learn. So there are some students who they don't believe that they would be able to pass the exam. They have toutes les chances devant eux, but they don't believe. We're going to go maybe 1 or 2 slides later on that. Why you need to believe in yourself. You're born champions. Developing a sense of purpose, the why, remember the ABCD. Why do you need to pass? J'ai un camarade dit à l'époque, il suis content en ligne, on connaît fait 3 sujets, 3 cours. Parce qu'il fait première année, déjà année, après il a envie de changer, il rentre de humanities, après il fait MD, après mon gars fini gradué, mon gars fini tout le monde, il est encore à l'université. He enjoys the life. Maybe. Okay, maybe not for you. Bref, pas exemple. Putting their phone away. Nous causons un petit peu le phone and poison. It's good. And any technology, it's good, but you need to know how to use it. What I would advise you, if ever you are going to look for your focus time, okay? You're in your room, silent place, well lit, and the aircon, tout le monde va faire, ready. Prends le téléphone avec la chambre. Dis-vous aussi avec le téléphone. Possible ça? Ou ça, switch it off, make me feel là, parce que évidemment, mon père, peut-être un petit application, c'est capable de servir. Il y a une application, mais une autre slow téléphone, non? Ok, on va me mettre là-dedans. Ok, so, avec un parcours, on va mettre même. Ok, try to look for other ways. Coupe de internet, coupe, etc. Very important, bottom line is you need to take your responsibility. No one is going to study for you. AI can help you for your notes, for your submission. But when it comes to studying, you will need to do the hard work. There's no the elevator, okay, avec l'ascenseur for success, il y a un panne du jeu. You will need to take the stairs. Ok, mais ça qui n'a pas de quand c'est l'escalier, nous monter, descendre là-bas. Okay, so doing little extra work each day. Anyone knows about the formula for success? Doing like continuous improvement every day, doing 1% more every day. Extra phase pour de mathématiques, accounting un petit peu pour de mathématiques, non? So if we start the year, 1er janvier, we do the same. Tous les jours, nous continuons avec nos routines que nous pouvons faire. Normal. What's going to happen le 31 décembre? End of the year. You're doing 1, you're doing 1, raised to the power of 365. One, no? Je peux faire en truc pour pas longtemps. 1 raised to the power of 18 number is 1. Ça veut dire if you start 1st January, 31 décembre, you still do the same thing, you're going to become the same, you're going to remain the same. But if you take, je suis paresse, non? Un petit peu les cours avec kaya. En place de faire 1, you fais 0.99. So if you take 0.99, fait rapide le smartphone, etc. 0.99, you go throughout the year, 365. 0.99 raised to the power 365. Comment il fait là? 0.034. Right first. 0.03. So this is what happens. Until laziness every day, it catches up with you at the end of the year. Because it's an because of 2 ans, 3 ans, 4 ans. Okay? So this is what happens. Until paresse every day, compounded effect 0.34, etc. Now, let's take your case, N.01. The N% more every day. He wants he dedicates 1% more time, effort, energy to his personal development, to his learning. What's going to happen after 365 days? N.01 raised to the power of 365. 37.7. So you become 37.7 plus than you started. And we are speaking only on 1 year. So just imagine what will be the effect. Compounded effect, 3 ans, so sacrifice qu'ils ont fait, etc. How growth will happen to you. So there's no magical formula. You will need to do the hard work when it comes to learning. So what I've prepared for you, it revolves around 8 techniques. We're going to run through them and we're going to see whether it makes sense to you and what research. Basically, I'm going to base my teaching on some research that has been done in this subject. So let's start with number 1. Technique number 1, which maybe some of you know, some of you are trying or looking for that, forward to that, is cramming. Anyone here loves cramming? Okay, all the best. This is the lowest. After 5 this is the lowest one that you get. Okay? Cramming. So what is cramming? Basically, you just try to digest, avant digest, most do, digest everything a few days or 1 week before the exam happening. Okay? So let's see a bit about cramming. This is us. Première année de rentrée université. Okay? Hello. So, first day, nous rentrons université, nous tous nadant, timide, comme ça, on va faire une personne, c'est pas bien timide. No, this is us. And then the system makes us like that. Okay? Manger, réviser. So, cramming, ultimately, for you to be successful, you need to know how to vomit. Okay, so if you're an expert in vomiting, you would learn, you would use cramming fundamentally. Okay, but in the long term, in the medium, even long term, cramming is not a good strategy for you to work. So what we are going to say, cramming leads to stress. One of the questions was linked to stress. If you have stress, basically, 90% of the time it will be due to cramming because you didn't do your work since the beginning. Okay, you're going to feel stress. Unwanted emotion, it must stresser, it must get pleurer, it must grainer, get tout le monde fait bien là. So, unwanted emotion. Et après, quand il y a blackout, vous connaissez les vaisseaux réseau bien efficace, but you can get a small blackout. So, what to do if ever you had a blackout in the exam? Those who do cramming, one specialist cramming là. Okay, then go. No, I mean, those are good. I mean, those, you get blackouts, now you may have clear them. Okay, so it can happen. Most students that do cramming, okay, there's a negative side, it's about you can get cramming because too much of information and you learn it in such a way that if ever you miss one word also, you're going to forget everything. So it is a technique, but I would not recommend cramming as a good technique. And then you have also cramming is just an illusion. Imagine that you come up with a certificate, first class, 2-1 and so on. You go to work. Endpoint response is to get a job. So, and you're not able to deliver at this job. What's going to happen to you? So, it's not only about getting the certificate, clearing this module or clearing this degree. It's about what value are you going to add to the marketplace later on. Okay, it's a building block for your career. If you need to look for to learn. Okay, so not a good strategy basically. So when deadline is closed, what happens? Tu connais un cramming, nous consolider, nous donne timetable, etc. So then, this what happens? So just try to get in the and when the full lecturer, when he needs to read your work, the font est pas là de l'avant. Okay? Because you can't comprendre tout un des keywords, but remaining doesn't make sense. It's fully irrelevant. Okay? So this is what happens when the line is closed. Technique number 2, rereading. Anyone here likes rereading? Rereading qui veut dire? Merci. Rereading veut dire restudying text material again after initial reading. Il y a une good sense une study là. Nous relire. So it is 10% maybe. It works efficiently like 10%. Okay? 55% of all students worldwide, this is the number 1 strategy, rereading the notes. Okay? So let's see a bit about rereading. 84% of the students reread their notes when revising. Okay, 55% c'est stratégie numéro 1, mais 84% des étudiants, it's one of the strategies of rereading. Mais, vous comprenez bon point, vous pouvez relire, parce qu'ils didn't understand maybe right from the beginning. Or didn't understand, don't forget. You're going to see why later. So repetitive recycling of information with no improvement in learning. Hem kou metan ti perroquet nan atan perroquet. N for N for D yaling kou hala. Chapan du tuen façon cause I don't learn. Mo pa kon même numéro le to besoin. Mais le to fait pompement pour faire servicing, mais dans le to ça coûte mo mettre en monde que pompement de faire servicing, mo de téléphone l'agence. Mo ka téléphone de le to là, mo pa rappelle mon numéro le to moi le parce que this is I don't need to remember all these things. Ok, je besoin connaître exactement qui ça fait que tu rappelles. Moi, je le rappelle là, forget me. Philippe, même si tu dis moi. So, maybe it can, as compared to cramming, this can give you 10% more in the exam. So, in the end, students are only skimming through the content. It's about photographic pictures of the dose, basically. Continuing on reading, the research, you would see that the student, if you have not gone through reading, 0, you have à peu près 15-18% of success. One reading, much less than 40%, but you need 40%, etc. to achieve. And then when you go to the second, third, fourth, etc. reading, because if you continue, doesn't add much value to your knowledge. So one, twice, rereading, it's okay. But don't make it your only strategy for revision. And coup d'égout is okay, based on research. Okay? As their research, is based on a certain group étudiant. Okay? So it can be for you, it can work maybe 3 times, but exponentially going up, it won't add much value to your work. It's capable comme si il y a 10, 40 points, 45 points passés. If that's why also if this is what you're looking for, use this strategy. And then you have our friend here. Tu te rappelles, je fais bonne santé, tu A, B, C, D, tu encore rappelles ça? Je ne peux oublier. Mais tu apprends quoi, tu apprends A, B, C, D? Application, non. Petite santé, non? Tu encore rappelles un petit peu. Un qui appelle rereading. Une dièse qui a une route de la tête. Le problème c'est, can anyone say it in reverse Z, Y, X? Anyone? If you get it right, you're going to get a book. And book is a blend, yes or no? Anyone can try? So what happened? Depuis maternelle, A, B, C, D, puis aller jusqu'à Z. This is rereading. The problem with A, dans exam, when they twist the question, it's cassé. En anglais, c'est une cassetted. Okay, so it is a strategy, but if ever you will see that in an exam paper, some questions you're going to do that first level or second level, low level or high level inference. In order to define. Like in rereading, like in cramming, they get a definition bien. They're going to learn the definition, they're going to get 2 marks, 3 marks, but there are some inference questions where you would need to use your brain, to use your mind, okay, to come up with solution. Et là, c'est taxé. That's why we'll need to use other techniques later on. Question numéro 3, highlighting. Il y a un highlighter ici, non? Autant highlight tout dans tout. Ok? D'accord, vous montrez. So highlighter, this is what we expect basically, but then what happens is highlighter also. Okay? So is highlighting a good strategy? Does it help you? Ce qui est intéressant, c'est qu'il est passif, because you pouvez penser de faire quelque chose. When highlight, mon highlighter fini. Et on fait beaucoup de devoirs, on fait beaucoup de révisions. Okay? C'est un petit passive way of trying to confuse you, maybe a type of illusion as well, about whether you're studying or not. It is maybe some part true. Let's have a look. So there was a study. I won't read through that. Okay, you can read this book, not this paper. Okay, and they classified 3 different groups. One was a control group. They did highlight and so on. Number 2, active highlighting. Chaque se peut dire que tout intéressant se peut highlight. Number 3, passive highlighting. Qui va l'en highlight, fait une copie d'un deux. Et là, il finit marche à côté de moi. Okay, so these 3 categories. So the results show that overall, the highlighting group did not outperform the control group on the final test. So basically, it doesn't add value to your revision. Highlighting can be maybe one keyword also. Highlighting and underlining, same meaning, okay, in terms of revision and so on. So ultimately, based on proof from research, it doesn't really add value. Tandis que je peux dire rereading, 1, twice, can add value, but not more. So what can we say more? Highlighting is passive. You're not processing the material. You're just reading and so on. You're not processing. We're going to see the high level later on. Highlighting is a form of procrastination. Okay. Why are you saving the learning for later? Puis highlight ça. Après, moi, je vais me faire un peu important. Et puis là, après, là, quand on fait l'examen, ça, quand une fille qui n'a pas fait l'examen, la question, c'est mon réviser ça. C'est tout les. Après, elle est aussi. Number 4, summarizing. Anyone here summarizing the project note that fini faire? Good. Et ben, le reste qui fait? La film? Les panneaux bon Dieu. Bon Dieu, on doit faire quand même des plaisirs, hein? D'accord, désolé, désolé, là. So summarizing, one of my favorite technique, I've been using that for quite some time, but let's see what research says about summarizing. So what is it all about? Capturing the main points and extracting high-level meaning. So summarizing means you're preparing your own notes in some way. So you have understood the topic, then you're going to capture the main ideas and you write your own notes. You prepare notes. You don't take notes. In class, we are going to take notes and copy it. Okay, but then you're preparing your notes. It's completely different because you're going to use your own words. Okay, you're going to put it in such a way that you, when you read, can understand. Someone else, if they read, they may not understand it the same way as you. So, again, some studies will say that summarizing and note-taking, first two columns, they are good. Okay, as compared to the verbatim, means tout ça qui lecture là, que j'ai copier. Lecture sur téléphone, sur une alloué du copier. Mais rien. There was an exam, pas avec moi, there was an exam, et un élève, pourquoi il m'a rappelé dans le livre, moi il était une petite, pictorial view, etc. Donc il m'a réécrire un paragraphe, mais 53. Voilà, on comprend 53, puis il continue. Mais 53, pas fait là-dedans. So, là, quand on a fait query, mais why? Parce qu'il y a une réponse à bon, mais il a fait 53 qui 50. Quand je regarde dans le livre, on se paye 53. Quand on arrive dans le bout, il y a 53, on va lui dire de l'autre côté, ça vient de finir qu'il y a un net complet. Okay, so this type, ça qui a été tiré pour tout là, qui a été cramming là, so you would see that it is a good way. Elle est capable de faire à peu près un bien qui pourcentage, et je pense à peu près 10-15% de plus en summarizing. Okay? Summarizing, et moi je peux faire un sticker note, chaque chapitre me fait un sticker note, et si je summarise, je fais un sticker note, c'est un petit ultimate you're going to revise. Parce que if you understood the topic, par exemple, de faire l'école maternelle par ABCD, ça je vais faire, ça fait rond rouge par exemple, en cause d'année, en faire, ça fait rond rouge. Je connais ça fait rond rouge, ça je vais raconter, il était une fois, patati patata. Non, je connais, c'est un GP. Il y a fait de dehors. Après, tu n'aimes, tu pries. Après, tu vas faire coup de grand-mère, à deux grand-mère manger, les deux manger. On a fait comme non. So this is what we call summarizing. You don't need to, quand je parle ici manger, je passe pas ici, mais pas ici, mais pas là-bas. You can make it up. These parts, you can make it, but the essence of the session, okay, of the story, for that the story for you is going to be the lessons. You're going to have it. Une fille comprend tout là. This is the main point that if you join the dot, you're going to get the whole story, the whole plot. Okay, so good technique, I would advise. So summarizing and note-taking were more beneficial than verbatim copying. Verbatim, c'est tout ça qui dit on a fait copier. Because verbatim devient extra beaucoup. Okay, in terms of the mindset, because vous manquez ça, il y a trop beaucoup. Okay, beaucoup d'affaires irrelevant là-dedans. Next technique, je n'arrive au 5 tout. Mind maps, anyone knows mind maps here? Il faut le voir, avec tellement de coups de quête, même pas trop rappel. Okay, so it's the same as note taking, as summarizing, but using pictures, etc. Okay, so let's see a bit. It can be like that. So you start with the main idea. Each chapter can start as a mind map. Okay, you can, or even the whole module ultimately, you can summarize it as a mind map. Very powerful technique. There are a few books written on that. Et pas si dans studies, dans recording, les broad comme ça, you can use the mind mapping technique. So, visualize your knowledge by turning your notes into graphical images. Our mind, l'esprit, il y a un peu plus de difficulté quand il regarde le mot. Tandis que tu as les images et puis comprends. Tu fais un peu de photosynthèse, etc. dans l'école. Vraiment maternelle, l'école secondaire, photosynthèse, soleil, taper, etc. So, if you draw the leaf, and soleil, taper, etc., soleil là, etc. So you can easily recall what is photosynthesis basically. Quand le carbon dioxide peut rentrer, l'oxygène peut sortir. And plus, it's enough for you to understand the whole story, if you get a definition, you're asked the definition of photosynthesis, just drawing that, and you can recall exactly what you want. So this is a bit about, mind mapping is one technique, but you can use other types of drawing, whatever makes sense to you. Okay? A mind map, ça qui est intéressant, if someone has done a mind map, it may not mean anything to someone else. So, because our mind are wired differently, based on our own experience and so on. So mind maps work for someone who has done it by themselves. Et dans les trois research, je vais mettre plus de temps. Our minds store verbal and visual information separately. So dual coding, your information for verbal and visual channels improve mental organization of information. Okay, clear enough, I think. There's one website, IOA, okay, where you can use that online. You can do mind maps online. Okay, you just have it, après, printly, definitely, les define, etc. Mais seulement après, parler de computer, mais quand vous avez révisé, fini printly, fait un computer, mais c'est pas vrai. Quand après, quand vous avez check Facebook un peu, et quand vous rentrez sur Facebook, vous checkez football, Manchester, PSG, etc. Parce que Facebook, etc., so an ad has been devised in such a way to make you do that. Pas de marketing qui travaille là. Je ne connais que de rentre dans elle. Elle dit, après, il arrive 4h30 là. Tu fais que midi, d'abord, reste non, ouais. Je peux juste checker. It has been devised in such a way, il prend it, il amène it dans le côté environnement. Okay, moving on. 6, space. Now we are talking serious business. Okay, the other one was ongoing at a 10%, 5%. Now we are going to go to the next level. Space repetition. So it can make 10 to 30% difference in your final results. Interested to know about it? Very easy, so our mind, we have different, the mind is complex, huh? We won't go into the details. But what we call in terms of memory, we have the short-term memory and the long-term memory. Okay? So short-term memory, ça qui nous apprend là. Tu mangeais hier soir? Des jours, des avant de manger, tu carême? Tu mangeais hier soir? Là, manger puis. Tu mangeais la semaine dernière? Petit dîner, ça veut dire mardi dernier. Par rappel, vous donnez apprécié? Content manger, maman, il prend tout, il prend plus du monde, tout le monde. So what happens? Short-term memory, il prend 30 minutes, 45 minutes pour manger. We enjoy it. Tu peux calculer avec nous pour manger. Et puis là, on dit pas payer. Okay? So, whatever happens, this is what we call the short-term memory. How do we now convert short-term memory into long-term memory for us to be able to revise? This is our main aim for today. So, according to how ce qui est important for in this picture is you have your sensory input, these are sensors. Then you are going to memorize it short-term. Our role is to make it long-term, to make it in the when we need to access the information that is available to you. Let's see how we can make that happen. There was a guy, il y a bien longtemps, comme 1947 par là, he did a research on the forgetting curve. Okay, we forget. Imagine c'est une partie forget qui arrive vous autres. Je m'imagine que tout le monde, depuis d'un petit compliqué, un instrument de battre contre, etc. Je m'imagine cela. So there is need for us to scrap out unnecessary information. But how will the brain know whether this is useful information, precious information, as compared to things that we can scrap out? Figure contre, attends, on rappelle la figure contre la semaine dernière. Enfin, on laisse contre, je vais faire sourire, etc. But we forget about it. Okay? So this is what happens. After 7 days, nous recall only 10% of what was said. Pareil que moi, je vous dis là, quand arrivé derrière, je me rappelle là, oui, tu n'as pas qu'un peu neuf, etc. Arrive 10 mai, qu'à 50% qui est oublié là. Après une semaine, je me rappelle juste 10%. Et c'est naturel, je prends aux autres. Because the bilan, c'est you don't do anything to make that go according to that. You will need to know what we can do to prevent that. So, what can we do? This is it. So we are going to hang up a space repetition. We're going to go through the notes again. We're going to review our materials again from time to time. What is this from time to time? But our role is for us not to go according to this curve. Nous faisons la glissade dans le. From time to time, nous faisons rekindle. Nous ban le etc. Par exemple, avec mon note, vous êtes capable de lire un mail, ça ne pas de notes, vous avez le téléphone, il y a un flashcard, vous êtes appelé flashcard. Okay, so that's very powerful. I don't know it that much, just tell you how much the project management, but in terms of science, okay, it has been proved that it works very well, the flashcard. Après, you do a bit of learning. Il y a différentes méthodes, par exemple, learning reinforcement. Because le tutoriel, ça fait un devoir quand une lecture finit, procède de devoir. Et là, un examen faire, non? So it has been devised, so now we comprend why of the way our education system has been wired. So the tutorial at the end of each chapter is to make you do what we call learning reinforcement. To reinforce whatever quand on comprend, tu es capable de comprendre 100% de ce que vous avez en classe, you are going to forget. C'est naturel. You can't do otherwise. So that's why you are given, okay, maybe in textbooks and so at the end of each chapter, you are going to get questions to answer. Because the fact finish chapitre là, je apparaît facilement. Guys, skip it. No, do it. The idea is to do it on the same day, within 24 hours. Learning starts, it's a process. Must be confused with that in class. When we have done it in class, we need at the end of the day, maybe at most one day after, you need to go through the reinforced material. An assignment, you saw one questions, multiple choice, okay, open-ended question, whatever you call it. These are called reinforced learning. Then you've got also okay, space repetition. Space repetition, this is what we will be talking about. Media, videos, podcasts, infographics, YouTube, camarades, YouTube. Lots of information nowadays. You can use that for learning, pas for revision, for learning. Okay? For when you have understood a topic, maybe in class, and then you need to reinforce this topic. Use YouTube, you're going to find much more information. And then emotional connection. Élément de chapitre, vous êtes capable de faire stories, make up your own stories about these chapters. Okay? Peut-être que vous avez un étudiant en médecine, tu as envie d'étudier l'équerre, l'équerre qui fait battre pour Hazoul, etc. Tu comprends, ouais, bien fait battre, pour qui fait battre, il faut, à cause d'un plus beaucoup hormones qui fait générer, qui fait avoir une hormone, etc., etc. So you bring out your story about the subject. Examples relating to your life, unusual, funny, shocking representation. Ok, c'est assez facile. Par exemple, il y a la mnémonique qui nous servit. Tu connais la 7 couleurs à l'arc-en-ciel. Dans l'arc-en-ciel, 7 couleurs. Tu te rappelles plus 7 couleurs?
Oui.
Moi, on se rappelle ça.
RGB.
C'est une mnémonique. Run off young girls, boys in view. Or c'est red, off c'est orange, yelling. So you can use, it's easy for you to just manage this histoire. Après, il y a l'autre, Richard of Your Gain Battle in Vain. À l'époque, par exemple, Run off young girls, that make much more sense. Okay, mnemonic is an acronym. Après, on a teach others. We're going to finish with that. Teach others. So, space repetition. A few more research. You would see that over 2 hours time, your learning efficiency is going to go down. But if you take breaks maintenant, okay, il y a une technique that we call. We won't have time to go that Pomodoro technique. Okay, Pomodoro. So you skip, you look for 30 minutes, 25 minutes, like the first 25 minutes you learn, 5 minutes you take a break. Peux me dire 5 minutes break. Pas 5 minutes à prendre 25 minutes break. Don't get it wrong. Elle dit de mon deux. Okay? So 25 minutes. So our mind after some time is fatigued. Okay? You will need to give it a rest. So learn one technique, learn one thing. One part of the chapter, take a break. C'est ça qui est intéressant, if you can switch module, plus intéressant encore. Ok? Il fatigue de l'esprit. Il va lui plus actif, il va faire du dos même. Non, 25 minutes. 25 minutes, 5 minutes pour un break, après nous s'en change. Okay, so one solid session, full session. Then the recording part, you will see that after 10 minutes, okay, you can go up, you go at it again. After one day, so you see, maybe 10 minutes or maybe after the session, the next day within 24 hours, after 1 week, and so on, let's see what happened after your forgetfulness. You will see that it doesn't go to zero ultimately, it will flatten the forgetting curve. And this is why you have an semester where you have time to do this whole system. Après, il y a même 15 semaines. Première 5 semaines, qu'est-ce que je fais là? Rodage. Then things need to. Avant même qu'ils se fait, vous allez partir avant non. Vous allez commencer au 5e, 6e semaine. So the best interval for topping up is 10 minutes after 1 day, after 1 week, and then after 1 month, and it continues like that. Well, I mean, before the exam, you'll trouver que the recording power is much more. Number 7, c'est retrieval practice. According to research, this is the best learning and revision technique. I have one number 8. Moi, I think it's the best. But majority research that I have been able to read, it mentioned that retrieval practice is the best ever method for revision and learning. Is it preferred? En termes d'espérer. Par exemple, practice test. Un exemple fort is you practice pulse papers. Ah, tiens, non? Donc, tu vas à la librairie. C'est pas qu'on a un double je peux la librairie, à recevoir ancien, là, faire photocopie, mettre la clé pour photocopie. Mais dans un lieu online, non? Tu vois, il y a un travail de ban. Comment on appelle? Quel club ça? Il y a un student union, un club, il y a un travail, peut-être bien online. Mais est-ce que c'est accessible?
Oui.
Au commencement du semestre, après ça, chapitre.
Ah, ok.
C'est là. Ok? C'est bien, tu vas faire. Si c'est l'examen accessible, je suis plaigné. So you need to be triggered. Okay? So you see, over here, tu es capable de préparer 20% en plus. Tu peux travailler différentes techniques. This one alone can increase your success rate by 25%. 20% c'est 20 points. So tu l'as 60 ou 80 points, c'est le coup. Okay? Which is interesting. Et encore là, ça, il y a d'autres recherches encore qui me supposent montrer ça. Practice avec restudy. Restudy, c'est ce très lié au commencement. Même qui nous fait quand l'examen est prêt, puis restudy, nous reprenons le commencement, nous faisons un travail de base, là, de fond, là. Fatigué tout là. Et puis reprendre après les bases, lié, nous restudy. Parce que tu comprends, nous, quand le professeur expliqué, qui nous parle forcément. We do look at the notes from time to time, the repetitive things that we mentioned. Nous publions 80-90% after 1 month, 90%, nous comprenons 100%, sans la même quand le lecturer peut expliquer. Okay, but what happened after 1 month? There is 10% in our mind. So nous oublier. Now you know how to do it. One hour, 1 day, 1 week, etc. Then, for you to be able to get 20 more percent, okay, of your efficiency in revision, you need to have trials. Trials, ça veut dire que capable de faire un chapitre, de quel type de questions gagner. C'est un lecture aussi, non? Tu recordes là, non? Je suis un lectureur extrêmement bon pour faire l'examen là. Corriger puis j'attends derrière. So, whatever they're going to ask you dans classe, vous aurez bien dit comme ça, this is important. You dessine ça, please draw this. Et then after you finish the and cues along the way. Ok? Success les cues, vous êtes capable de gagner des affaires là. Et par l'examen, il est capable d'inventer un niveau question. Il y a pas inventé 5 niveaux questions vous êtes. Vous avez quelqu'un d'autre qui gagne du tout. It's a pain. It's very painful to prepare a whole set of exams. Okay? I had this pain when pendant Covid parce que tu open book. Close book, tu as reçu des questions depuis 3 dernières années, tu fais 3 questions dans une question, nous correct. Mais open book, il y a une réponse sur Aster. L'université comme je travaille, il y a des élèves réponse sur ce qu'on va checker. Dans tout réponse, tu réponds un nouveau papier examen. C'est fatigant. Okay? So, ça qui arrive because do practice that. It don't no need for you to get dans l'université qui fait whatever they have provided you and recommend the text. Again, I know recommend the text. Lié là-dedans. Pas fatigué de la. Si on veut go overboard, etc., it's okay, but main priority should be the recommended text. Okay? That's about inside information. Ça veut dire. Qu'est-ce que tu parles par exemple, tu qui fait fax, ça veut dire c'est factuel. You read the grammar, compose une question capable d'une réponse. Tandis que le concept, c'est you understand the concept and you need to infer the answers. Ok? Et ben ça qui veut faire restudy, c'est pas capable de faire. C'est pas capable de go to the next level of thinking. Ok? To be able to use the material that they have, the education, ok, ils ont gagné, pour capable résoudre un problème. Ma dernière question, dans partie l'examen. Mais dans chaque chapitre, chaque question est une question CD that you won't be able to define what is meant by libre répondre. Ok, le côté que tu peux me passer là. Il doit 40 points, etc. If your answer was to get a job, to get married, good for you. Okay, but if you want to become the better person, okay, you have invested 3 years of your life at the university. Quand tu sors là, tu connais 4 years arrivé là, engineering, good luck. T'as compris là? Ok, mais tu es encore fresh. All the best. Not too bad. Good choice. So it involves practicing recall of target information via the use of actual and virtual flashcard. Very powerful technique, flashcard. Faut pas même pas tu connais, faut pas le servir jamais. Mais je peux servir comme si une certaine, je peux inventer une façon, mais je fais une autre bande point important, bande qui, avec je fais highlight, excusez-moi, highlighter. Oui, je mets un papier, comme il y a un drive, tu mets bloqué, mais il y a une affaire, par une façon posée home slow. Dans la tête, je peux défendre home slow, ça me dit pour importance of water. You make the importance of water complicated, so it just triggers you to think about the answers. Et ça qui est intéressant, if you can repeat it in loud. Pas dispenser. Et c'est formuler de bonne réponse loud enough. Ok? Dans le métro, tu me dis, il faut pas faire casser le temps. Ok? Don't worry about it. On garde pas ça si c'est là. Number 2, completing practice problems. C'est ban course papers, multiple choice question, etc. Very important. Most of the questions that my lecture là, you get most 75% of the questions that you are going to get from past papers, from the recommended books, etc. And something cause completing practice tests included in the electronic supplementary materials that increasing accompany textbook. And one textbook in also manual avec ça. Okay, is it guys teacher's guide as well. Gagnez un e-book tout. Connais moi tracer bien. Le rôle, ça vient qui lecture là, gagne. Il gagne sur réponse tout. Setting your own questions. Ça c'est one level. Il n'a pas gagné ces questions. What do we do? You set your own questions. This is where group work is interesting. Okay, group work, collaboration, group work and group work est intéressant. Pas moi une pizza pour partager, manger, etc. But you can at the end of the session, de capable passe commande. De sur le récit révision de passe commande et que ça vous paye là. But set your own question. Qui fait le commande? Inquisitive question. Qui fait interrogative question plutôt? Why is it like that? See, guys, that's how what will happen. Qui fait l'ingénieur ça commande? This is where you are learning, active learning. Comparé à rereading, qui passe passive, this part is active learning. Working in groups and questioning. Pose question, pose pas une question qui me donne ta tête. If you don't question, you are going to remain passive. Il y a une question qui sort dans l'examen après, you are going to beg, you gain 50% points. Parce que the exam has been written in such a way that you have a recalling power, c'est à peu près 30%. Then inference, and inference, c'est à peu près 30%. The remaining part is for those who can put into practice what they have learned. In terms of flashcard, there's one technique. You can use it or you can use whatever you want. In our low band applications, there's lots of flashcards that you can set up. So you have several bands, lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi. So when you have lundi, je me pose une question, c'est pas what's the importance of water. Je ne gagne réponse. Je suis capable de penser tant. Parce que si on arrive mercredi, je donne une réponse, what is the importance of water, je forget. With back pedal, avec le mardi, le sens droit là. Okay, it is just a technique, je n'ai inventé numéro ce nom, but you can use different accordements. Le gars qui m'a servi là, puis l'accordiste maintenant, ça veut dire, quand vous payez l'essence, tu vas gagner un ticket là, quand tu payes online là. Tu payes créneau là. La commode getting, ça va masser un coup de maintenant, fait moi de la facile. So no need for you to get like and aussi compliqué, on dirait 4 pas tant que taille. Non, pas de ta complication. Invent your own things which works for you. This guy, je connais, hein? Il va dire, on fait un là. Arrête pour tester. Ok? Si à ça point, quand on pose une question sur la tête, je pose question, qui fait ça? What would have happened? Moi, je peux dans lower gravity. Il y a beaucoup de choses qui depend on the lower gravity, we would not have been able to find. So, retrieval practice is the idea is interrogate, ask question, pose question, question the status quo. Why is it like that? So why should the apple always descend perpendicular to the ground? Why should it go sideways or upwards but constantly to the earth center? C'est question pensée qu'il pose. Okay? So the idea is why is this fact correct? Qui fait, on est marche par l'ingénierie, qui fait transformer la puissance comme ça? Qui fait Archimedes principle comme ça? So what happened Archimedes? C'est pas réussi à calculer mon corps. Okay? So why does it happen? How is concept X similar or different on concept X and Y and Z? So ask question on different chapitres, they interlink. Try to find the link in between. How does this idea relate to other ideas I'm learning about? Maybe in between modules, in between chapters, or in between different courses as well. This is what makes us jump to what we call trigger higher order thinking skills. Now you're thinking. Now you can say you are a student. Okay, and as you progress, like quatrième année, troisième année, quatrième année, you will need to do a bit of self-learning. Okay, as you go for an MSc, MBA, etc., you do need to be a bit of self-learning. Parce que comme si maintenant vient expliquer, you will need to learn. So vous devez développer sa self-learning capacity as a student, as a lifelong student. So what we mean by higher order thinking skills, it's about analyzing. You can analyze a problem, understand the problem. So there was one question from our list which states that how do you answer questions and so on in the exam. So I've had this slide for you. Questions which stage or which asks you to define, label, remember, give examples and so on, or low order thinking. Même qui gagne 30 points avec ça. Okay, you need to get it. Okay, et ça même un du qui gagne comme moi, qui gagne a very hard time remember everything, comme on gave up l'examen, donc on s'écrit tout là-dedans. Soit qui me finit, un petit vomi, coup duré, un petit trois formules, etc. On finit vomi tout. Avant même on commence à répondre une question. Okay, because these are going to help you define, label, remember, connect it up, etc. But then where you get the most mark, 70% des points normalement, it's about deeper level of thinking, give evidence, analyze such a situation, demonstrate. Okay, this is applied knowledge. Not only knowledge that you have been able to recall, but you are using that for recalling. Compare and contrast, demonstrate cause and effect, critique and evaluate. You'll find beaucoup de questions. What is being asked from you? There is a quote, I don't know who wrote that, maybe Socrates, I don't know. He stated that understanding the question is half the answer. You need to understand what was the question asked to you. There are some students, I ask them, state three advantages of X, Y, Z, and don't know what. Ils écrivent paragraphe là, parce que this is what they have recalled. Then fini, crumbs it. State, say you need to bullet point, pack, that's it. 3 points gagnés pour un. Mais les simple apprendre. It was defined in an example. You're only going to get 3 marks for that. So use your exams time properly. Examination time is writing time. Not for you to essayer, penser, etc. Puis aucune réponse au plafond, on l'avait depuis avant. Okay, so for example, check bien le plafond, le flou, puis la réponse. So you will need, exam time is writing time. So what did we miss on that? So analyzing, evaluating, creating, and then remembering, understanding, applying, ça c'est one lower level skills. Okay? Depends on A, B, C, D, whatever you have chosen at the beginning. Number 8, ça c'est, it's not based on research, okay, as the best method of learning, but this is my own, maybe, opinion about it, okay? My own opinion, why? Because based on this graph. So it tells you that when listening to a lecture, it's going to contribute to only 5% of learning for you. Like Malak, etc., this 5% que vous avez grasp. Ultimately, when you're going to read, I can do the slide or with the organizers, you can share that, I don't have any issues on that. Audiovisuel, vous écoutez un peu audio, vidéo, YouTube, etc. YouTube, c'est pas un film, etc. là. C'est pour le vidéo lecture fini, vous trouvez le pour là-bas. Qui nous veut film ça, on peut faire Javan, mon gars, non? Et façon qu'il fait, vous excited to see it. And trailer 30 seconds, ça. Okay? So, audio, visual, very important. Demonstration. That's why in the university you have demonstration lab and so on. I have bunch of and so on. Discussion with a group. Practice doing that in a group. Et puis important, qui est important, c'est 90% come from teaching. 90%. Et moi, quand on fait une lecture à vous autres, je finis gradué, après 2 ans, they needed a lecturer for one module which was feedback control. At that point in time, aucun enfant ne peut comprendre feedback control dans la classe. Moi, je fais des affaires. Pour moi, on prépare my own. Je rappelle, notes taking and notes writing. I was writing my own notes. I understood it pretty well. Et comment on fait? We shared it. I shared it with the class, basically with everyone. Comment faire? On respecte tout, etc. L'examen, il dit, pas quelque chose dans la qui a appris beaucoup avec moi. I got 98% in this module. Okay, des fois, on est besoin de courir mon temps, car on m'a écrit, on va connaître sur index comme ça. Mais 98%, I was so confident, within 1 hour, I finished the paper, ultimately. Pas gagné dans ce mot-là. So, et quand je donne lecture, donc, who were the guys who could teach that? So, then this was my story for as lecturer. So basically, when you finish a first degree, you don't get to teach a first degree. Okay, we have an exception. Okay, so this is where I learned, I understood, okay, based on my own experience, that by teaching others, pas besoin de 100% right. By teaching, I need to discuter. Vous comprenez bien, mon réviser chapitre, réviser le chapitre, let's share. Discussion is going to bring you to the next level in terms of your learning. What? Because someone may understand it differently, but pose the question, then you're going to see the other side of the coin. Very powerful thing. Ça, c'est mon opinion, basé sur mon expérience. Research has mentioned just before, number 7 was the best one. Okay, but my opinion is teaching and sharing with others is going to be the best method for that. So, as a summary, these are the 8 techniques that we have covered. Okay, so it depends on which one can make sense for you, which one is going to be useful to you. But the focus should be on O notes. As from O notes, if you want to really excel, O notes, mind map, space repetition, and retrieval practice, which you are already doing. So, but maybe looking forward, now that you understand, now it's too close to the exam for next semester. Okay, semester. Okay, so try to right from the beginning, try to adopt a few of these techniques so that you can, it's going to make life much easier for you for the exam. Quickly maintenant, j'ai 3 questions qui me gagnent, on va répondre. So you were born a champion, j'ai moi comment faire moi. Trop compliqué à faire là. But know that you were born a champion, but see if you are sitting here. You were born a champion, d'une finie and victoire de 250 millions en écoute ça. Même si je ne sais pas comment, c'est bien gagné, quand tu vas faire un gain, c'est bon. So, how come you were born a champion and you ne sais pas pourquoi pas faire? Okay, so a bit quickly on what we covered, maybe last time on stress, because some of you asked a few questions on stress management. Write it down, make a list, ça tu n'as pas prendre. Don't leave it in your mind, etc. You're going to forget, it's going to be a mess. It has been proved through different research that whatever ideas you have, whatever plan you need to have, just put it down on paper first. Neto, tu veux la rendre à casa, Maurice, ça? Comment tu veux la rendre à casa? J'ai plan dans la tête, allez faire ça, je me rends compte qu'il faire. Vous avez printé un blueprint about how to build a house, garage, vous avez côté la porte, puis grande la fenêtre. Now someone can build the house. Same here. You will need to put everything on paper. Make a list about what you need to do, qui chapitre, etc. Then you start working. It's going to increase your productivity by 25%. Anyone know about the lion? Taylor un siècle? Ok, dans l'université, il y a un siècle, mais pas un siècle, là, on va dire. Ok, siècle, il y a un article, il y a un siècle, il y a un siècle. Ok? So, dans le siècle, il y a un lion Taylor. Voilà, on finit de trouver. Tu combien de trouver? Ok, dans One Piece, maintenant. Mais il faut dire dans le siècle de Ténara, on finit de trouver, mais what is the most powerful tool of this lion table? Cheer. Quand il fatigué à 6 heures. Mais quand tu regardes ici, il faut prendre sur le sol de la main et fouet. And whip. That's just for the show. Okay? What happens to the lion? Quand il trouve sa saison, il dit quatre la patte puis il he tries to focus on 4 at a time. Il veut bouger, il dit la clé qui prend ta clé. So he loses focus ultimately. When he loses focus, il est paralysé. Il devient very less effective avec lion. C'est bien le roi de l'argent, vous dire. C'est pas ce pas. Okay? So what's going to happen? He becomes paralyzed. So for us as well, if ever we are not focusing on one topic, if you regarde dans ces 3-4 directions, de nous faire ça, par ici, de faire là-bas, etc. This is what happens, we lose focus. Maintenant, il y a un qui travaille qui s'exerce, ok? Il y a un thème avec un thème sur ce thème. Il continue. C'est une essay's experience. Ok, what qui fait? C'est même rays of sunlight qui peut venir là. Mais quand il a brûlé sa papille sur sa feuille là. It's about focus. The whole, portion of the rays and rays which passes through the lens is going to focus the rays into one point et température augmentée. So you can put fire as well in your revision by focusing. Et pas besoin de prendre un temps, 2 temps pour focus. Une dire 30 minutes, 25 minutes, focus, 5 minutes, 5 minutes TikTok. Ok? 25 minutes, il y a des choses. But you should be focused on it. So the sun has been procrastination. So we already talked about that last year. Okay, man. Do you have any questions, specific question on procrastination? No, I have procrastination because we become professional. You have procrastination. Okay. So basically, if you go for the method which have been described to you, procrastination requires you know exactly that you are not going to do it. You try to push it for tomorrow, and you're going to connect it tomorrow never comes. Okay? So, in a livre publié, qui nous camarades tigan que vous dire, it's a frog, tiens vous a student. So whatever, a module que je plus par contre là, ça procède que je plus par contre pour ce figure là. It's not about the lecture là. On s'est commencé avant. Start with this module. Okay? Redemande pansement, on a quelqu'un qui va chapitre de faire. Eat that frog, because in PFA, things are going to be much easier for you, okay? And momentum is going to be created, then you can move much easier. Okay, there's a book written by Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog. Whatever it works for a student or whatever you do in life as well. So the biggest chunk, the biggest problem that you have in life, attack it first. Eat that frog, eat that for breakfast. Now a tool in question of how do I manage my time and so on. So one tool which I'm going to propose, which I did last year, is about the Gantt chart. Anyone knows about the Gantt chart? Right. Engineering, yes. So be free, okay? So you can get that on Excel. Just go into Excel new, type in Gantt chart over there, and you are going to be given this. So you can change it. What? So you say today I'm going to revise mathematics chapter 1. Set the date, start date and so on. Next is maybe sociology, whatever you're going to do. You have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you know that planning to fail is? How's it for? The quote, the fool. Failing to plan, etc. Okay? But you need to do the plan. If you start your revision without a plan, how do you expect to be successful? Einstein said that if you do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, comment il l'appelle ça? Non pas faux, c'est-à-dire, il y a un peu idiot. Moi, je vais un peu trop vulgaire, mais il y a un qui adresse un idiot. Okay, that you do the same thing over and over again and you expect different results. Okay, moi, je vais crier avec ça. So you can use such a technique in free, just provide it. It can be that you're not going to go according to this plan. Pas grave, at least you have a plan. Okay, après c'est un plan A, plan B, après c'est un plan Z. Okay, but at least you need to have a plan. Maintenant. So when you do good, okay, things are going to work. That's what we call the law of attraction. Okay, when you do things on which is in your capacity, things are going to work out for you.
इतनी शिद्दत से मैंने तुम्हें पाने की कोशिश की है कि हर जर्रे ने मुझे तुमसे मिलाने की साजिश की है। कहते हैं अगर किसी चीज को दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे तुमसे मिलाने की कोशिश में लग जाती है। आज आप सब ने मुझे मेरी चाहत से मिलाया। थैंक यू वेरी मच। मैं आप सबका शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आपने मेरे ख्वाबों को यकीन में बदल दिया। इतना कि I feel like the king of the world.
Okay, so when you do your part, there are things which are beyond your control. The universe is going to conspire to make it happen to you. Law of attraction is true with it. Okay, this is the law of attraction. Why is it true? So just do your part. Things are going to work out for you, believe me. So next is to think about the big picture. What do you see here? Now, exactly. So our role is not to see black, red and so on. We need to see the big picture. So take a step back. When it's not about revising one module, the lectures that you don't like, the modules that you don't like, you dislike mathematics. So forget about that. It's about you clearing the module because you want to become someone. You want to become someone valuable for your company, for yourself. You want to please your parent. You want to be valuable for the country ultimately. So think about the bigger picture. It's not about one module, one lecturer, and chapitre. Think about the bigger picture. That's why you need to clear this module. one technique. Another one is visualization technique. Visualize yourself as a big graduate. Maintenant, check tu vas dire qu'il est ou mettez. Qui soulier ou mettez. Pas mettre dans un petit peu. Je pas habitué que tu t'en pas mettre. Mais c'est trop beaucoup. Be very careful. I mean, long rope is very complicated. So when soulier qu'ils ne pourra pas mettre. So what is visualization technique? Napoleon Hill. He mentioned that whatever your mind, the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So remember, you were born a champion. If I said you know I'm a loser, you're not going to get any loser. If you believe that you can clear this module, même si pas encore commencé là, if you want to succeed, you can have a plan for that. Moi, vous garantis que vous gagnez 80 points, mais you can get 42 points. 30 points, 30.7, de 9 points passés là. Okay, so you can do it. But you need to believe, you need to have a plan. Pas dire non, mon parcours, il te croit, mon parcours, ça, il ne peut pas avancer, non. Just start. Okay? So what is visualization technique? Very powerful. Vous êtes capable de gagner une photo, hein? Après de gagner une photo. Voilà. So, maintenant, fais partout, so you can do it as well. You print it, put it on your wallpaper, call it for the physical invested, and you would see that it's going to happen for you. So, merci vous autres. So, any questions on Basil?
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Sakji. So we'll proceed with some question and answers. Those who ask question will have a small sweet gift for you. So who has questions for Dr. Sakji? Raise your hands and we can bring you the microphone if needed.
Vous m'entendez?
Oui, oui, très bien.
Je travaille sous pression, on disait ça, back pressure to work. Mais comment mon carrière travaille? C'est-à-dire depuis le commencement, je me vois bizarre à dire ça, it's bad, à cause vous avez un back pressure pour faire mon travail. Mais quand on fait la pression dans mon travail, mais comment mon carrière?
So you're overconfident in some way. You're confident, not overconfident that you will be able to achieve whatever grade you set. Tu habitué clearly, pas vraiment. Okay, but maybe if you set your goals higher, it's not about getting 60, 70. If you say, I want to get 90% in this module, would you still be mulo? You say, I will need to work much better. Or if you go to the number 8, if you will say, okay, I understand it, I'm confident, and so on, I want to teach others. Okay, you contribute to the universe is going to contribute back to you. Maybe this can help you, I don't know. So maybe try to find a why you need to go there. And your why should be strong enough. If you pas gagné sommeil à soi, this is the type of why. Go to the next level. Can you, I challenge you today to get 100% in the next paper.
Has your question been answered?
Oui, merci beaucoup.
Not another question, now the challenge is on your side. Okay,
Discipline, my friend. So next question, who wants some sweets? I think like you used to say, either they have understood everything or they've understood nothing.
You want to see me next year.
We want to see you next time. So any questions?
So, before maybe departing, il y a beaucoup de bonnes chances pour l'examen. It's not about chance, it's about connaissance. Pas sens, mais connaissance. So you need to learn. No one is going to do this hard work for you. Pareil pour un gym, ça. De trouver dans Cristiano Ronaldo. Ok, bon camarade. Et normalement, quand il y a les rôles sur il y a pas un seul driver. Quand il c'est un seul bodyguard à côté, lui, il a ouvert pour tout, il fallait passer facile, etc. Donc, quand il y a un gym, il y a un bodyguard là, fais-moi gym, tu joues, après moi, c'est le mot mix pour gagner six-pack, pareil que moi, tout ça qu'il est bien. Vous savez, il faisait trappe ça d'homme, mais là, il devait faire l'exercice à lui-même. So, he says, you need to do it. You can't wait for AI and so on. AI is going to help you, okay, make life maybe easier for you. But it's the hard work you will need to do it. There's no other way out. Good?
One question I have personally. It's that a lot of times, whenever you can be someone who has learned all semester, and he has revised and he knows his subject by heart, like he knows how to reply, answer question and everything. But the pressure and the stress of exam, especially of exams, make it that in exams he doesn't perform well. Like how to tackle that pressure you have in exams.
So it can happen, it's true. So it depends on your higher order goal. Is your goal only to meet maybe the grade of this module, or ultimately because you understand the topic? If you have been able, so if you have been able to understand the topic, it's not about clearing the module. This will become secondary. You want to get grade, you want to complete this course and so on. You need to contribute to society. Whatever you get, 65, you get 80, whatever. It's not like the primary goal for you. It may be secondary or tertiary. It depends, c'est not only get I have classmates previously, first class, but when they reach the marketplace, they couldn't deliver. First class, yes, you get good grades, etc., but you cannot deliver. So they have only understood it that in some way they're just to be able to clear the exam, and you can't deliver them at the marketplace. And this is where you get the paisa. The more value you can deliver in the marketplace, the more you're going to be paid. The certificate that you're going to get is only going to call you for the interview. That's it. It's only going to get you to the interview stage. That's why they call interview. No, they're going to call. They want to know what is your attitude. How do you respond to questions. So, the King Fellow the project final. Tell me more about your project. It won't work. So you will need to show that même them get and day down project final you have been able to defend it properly is going to work out for you. So maybe it's about the different level of thinking. What is your goal ultimately?
So whenever I prepare a timetable, I can hear me. Okay. So whenever I prepare a timetable, it's just that I don't go as per the plan always. Like yesterday itself, from 3:30 till I think 6. I did nothing. So how can I improve on that?
So it's about discipline, number one, discipline. And you need to know that you need to now rattraper des états, 3 états, PhD, etc. Whatever happens, you need to say, okay, samedi, on s'en parle Montréal. À 3 états, on va à Montréal. Samedi, là, oh, le gars, cadeau pour ça, là. You're going to consider punish yourself in such a way. Let's go. Reward is a very good practice. When you receive a ham, you reward, but if you did something wrong, okay, how do you discipline yourself? You go there. It's about you. You say, okay, I'm not going to this banana, you use this space, you use this time to revise, to do the work. And going according to the plan plus minus. Not fully according, you can't answer. You're human beings, but it gives you a correct leeway for you to work forward.
All right, thank you.
I think any other questions before we close? I don't think we have any other questions.
So was that useful for you?
Yes.
See you next year.
But before we close, I'd like to, this event has been possible, with the help of the Faculty of Law and Management. And as such, we have with us Professor Stana, who is present. And we'd like to hear some words from him as to how he has witnessed what you have done here and what he thinks we should do further in the future. So Professor Stana, please.
Thank you. I thought I would have to do a closing remark for Dr. Desagji. Now, yes. Well, first of all, let us thank our guest speaker today. Thank you very much on behalf of everyone present here. I can't see so many people in my lectures usually, so that's a very good thing. So I think this is a very good event and very timely as well. And I'm very happy, as I said in previous year as well, that our clubs, they are taking very good initiatives. One of many I've seen even till the end of the semester, they're still organizing things and now collaborating with other societies. I think that's the very good thing. Well, of course, sadly, you wouldn't be here next year, in fact, for them, because I can't see them staying at the university for the undergraduate, because I'm sure they'll make it and move to others. But I think that was very helpful for the 15 minutes I was here. I could see that everyone was very focused, and that's very important. As an advice, I think you said it. The example of going to the gym that's it, isn't it? You wouldn't expect to go with flying colors if you are, if you don't work. As easy as that. And I think what becomes important is to be consistent, isn't it? Consistency for me, for my past 25 years at the university, I could see that will bring you to where you are. And you have your plans, but you have to be consistent with your plan. You said it plus or minus 10%, you are happy with it. Even in your statistics and in your dissertation, you work at 10% confidence interval, so that's fine, isn't it? But consistency is very important, and the job has been done for the semester. Start now in 1 week. That, isn't it? You'll move from a C to an A. So now you have to consolidate. Well, this is from what I had. But again, we are very thankful for your professional time. You come in here at this time and mobilizing all these people. That means they were waiting for you. And we'll wish to have you again in the future as many times as you can. And for all those who are going for exam in 2 weeks' time, so I won't wish you good luck, because you said it yourself. I think it's just time for you to take the best of yourself for the exam, isn't it? Take it easy. It should work out. That should be the issue. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any closing remarks you'd like to tell the students?
I think just want to see you maybe go with flying colors, whatever you deserve ultimately, okay? But believe in yourself. It's important that you believe in yourself, that you can achieve whatever you want, and then have a plan for it. Whatever big project has been successful throughout the years across the world, it has always been according to a plan, not only by luck. Okay, so over to you. Cheers.
I hope that you can have a fruitful exam session coming and that your revisions will go well. So on behalf of the Accounting and Finance Society and the Oracle Club, I'd like to thank you all very much for your presence, and I hope that you had a very fruitful session with us. And they said that they won't tell you good luck, but I'm in the same boat as you, like we said. So good luck everyone for your exam, and we see you next time. Yeah, just before going, we'd like to go outside, correct? For a picture near the stairs. On the stairs at an answer, there we'd like to go for a group picture.